It's called Advanced Answering Techniques. So it is 3 professional people explaining to other people how to answer different questions, a multiple variety of questions. Advanced Answering Techniques.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Advanced Answering Techniques. I'm your host, Josh. You heard what the podcast is all about up at the top there from listener extraordinaire. Collaborator. And here I'm joined by, you've already heard one of them, Caleb.
I'm Caleb. I'm not the one you heard.
You didn't hear him. And Gabe.
I'm Gabe. I'm the one that said collaborator.
Yes. Very good. And so we are just we're just giving that to Joy now.
Yes.
She collaborates. Yeah. She
can
inform what we do on here.
Absolutely.
Send notes, ideas.
We are currently at a what is it? So there's a deficit, and then the other side is a surplus.
There you go.
We are at a 2 Joy question surplus.
Wow.
So that's a good position to be sitting
for sure.
AKA the catbird seat.
Mm-hmm.
The proverbial catbird seat.
And listeners, just think of if you were to send things in, what could your position be at this podcast?
Yeah.
You know, if you were to send in things really consistently and have a good rapport with us, what sort of title could you have?
Right.
Yes, interesting.
So
Joy doesn't have a title.
She's a collaborator.
Well, right, but anyone else? I mean, I would say that our friend Justin's a collaborator.
Okay. It's not.
Oh,
it's
really?
Not,
You're not willing to? Okay.
He's a contributor.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Joy's on the podcast. She's part of the podcast now.
Yeah. Oh, right.
The
Every
intro.
week. Every week.
That's true.
So she's a collaborator.
She's kind of like our Ed McMahon.
Yes.
And we're Johnny Carson. We're like a 3-headed Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
That would be great.
And just for younger listeners, that's like Ed McMahon is like the Reggie
kind of
Watts,
sandwich.
and we're James Corden.
yes, for younger listeners.
That's true. Johnny Carson was the James Corden
of
the Tonight Show.
That's true. And you know what's funny is that show's not even on anymore.
It's gone. So if you're not the youngest kind of listener.
Right. Yeah, if you're right in that sweet spot.
Yeah, when that was on.
Yeah.
But you don't know about Johnny Carson or Ed McMahon.
But what is the line between contributor and collaborator? What, if there's a listener out there that wants to level up, perhaps.
What could they do?
Well, you got to start as a contributor, I think. We got to see how your brain works. Mm-hmm. What is what are you offering us?
I mean, that's not how we've done it historically.
Okay.
Historically, it's just been the people that actually
consistently
send stuff in.
Yeah. But that's a sign of how your brain works.
Yeah. And this
you can remember to always
that you're willing to do it. Put
right.
yourself in that position.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say Justin's well on his way to being a collaborator, but he has to do something else. Provide us with something else that would give him honestly, we talk about Justin every
we do.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Why are we being so stingy?
But it's not planned. It just kind of flows out of the heart.
Right, just
and
love
so,
him.
I love that crazy little guy.
Yeah.
And so I think but I'm not willing to say he's a collaborator exactly.
Well, that's you're Justin, if you're listening, you're 2/3 of the way there. I think Gabe and I see you as a collaborator, and Caleb just doesn't see you that way.
I just don't see you that way. We'll just keep going, man.
Yeah.
That's my advice to you. Just keep going.
And for those of you that are, for all of our Lou listeners this week, Justin's somebody that has sent in a lot of questions in the past, as has Joy. And, you can do that by sending an email with a voicemail or a voice message. Yeah. That's like a minute long.
Some kind of audio file.
Send that over to Advanced Answering Techniques Podcast.
AdvancedAnsweringTechniques@gmail.com.
There you go. Just the name of the show at
gmail.com. And you can also send in answers.
That's true.
Yeah, now we've revealed that you can send in answers. It was always a possibility, but
it was sort of a secret menu item. But now it's like, we're just kind of opening that up. Animal
an
style.
answer is an animal style question.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
I do prefer my answers fried in mustard. Ew. Yuck.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's actually kind of good, but
But we do need to get to really the substance of the episode, though. We have I believe we've had in past episodes collaboration or just a question from this particular person. But we'll let them describe what's going on here themselves. Here we go.
Hey folks, Elliot here. I work with my cousin-in-law, and he takes my phone from me when we're at work so he can change my wallpaper. And I've set my wallpaper typically as a picture of my lovely wife, and my cousin-in-law's express attention. He's my wife's cousin. My cousin-in-law, his express intention is to change my wallpaper from a picture of my wife to literally anything except a picture of my wife. And so I keep forgetting to change the wallpaper back to a picture of my wife, which leads me to my question I have for you guys. How do I remember to turn it back, and what is something that is really difficult for you guys to remember to do, or just to keep in mind?
Okay.
Wow.
Now, yeah, thank you, Caleb. Wow, indeed.
Wow.
I was confused for a moment because he said he works with his cousin-in-law, and I was like, what are you guys, paralegals?
Right. Right.
But then he did clarify
cousin-in-law.
later that it was describing the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's working at an office with his cousin, and they do lawyer stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I work with my cousin
In law.
Yeah.
in the field of law.
Right. But that's not what he's saying.
No.
No, and I, you know how I figured that out was I continued listening,
Okay.
and more information was revealed
That is.
as I continued
Wow.
listening.
I love that.
Right.
I went to school with a bunch of homeschooled people, and during a lecture,
How does it make
How did
sense?
you do
Yeah.
that?
Siblings?
they were.
Are these siblings?
Are you guys going to make this absolutely impossible?
I don't know.
I went to school with a bunch of people who were homeschooled in high school.
Okay.
And what you would see is that when they were sitting in a lecture, the idea that the lecturer might say something and then not tell you everything right away,
Okay.
that they might get to certain information later, like they were going to be talking for like a whole hour.
Yeah.
And so when they started talking about someone's teenage years, you didn't need to raise your hand and go, how many times were they married?
Yeah.
That was maybe something that you would eventually get to.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is an interesting phenomenon, is when
Right.
someone doesn't realize
They
that
can't wait.
they're
Well,
like,
And since I was homeschooled, maybe that's what this is
Yeah.
from.
It could
Because
be.
I was, as I was listening to the question, I was thinking, oh, well, I need to know more about exactly what you guys are doing in the law office. But
Yes.
then it was actually, I was completely
Did he say
wrong.
what he does for work?
No.
No.
And we
Okay.
shouldn't share that information either.
I mean, I don't
we
know.
don't want to dox him.
Right.
Yeah. No.
I believe this guy is pretty litigious.
Yeah.
Not as litigious as Josh's
That's
dog.
one thing
but-
I would say that actually circles back to the question.
Yeah.
Which is,
Okay.
what do you keep in mind to do,
Right.
or just keep in mind? What's
Yeah.
something that you have trouble remembering to do or keep in mind?
And-
Or
and
just
mine
keeping
is
in mind.
don't dox people.
Okay.
Right. That's
One
right.
of mine is
Yeah.
it's tricky because there's people that I should dox.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I have to keep that in mind
Right.
to do.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then there's another one that says don't dox these
Don't
people.
dox these people.
Which I just keep in mind.
You got two lists.
Yeah. Yes.
And
People to
sometimes
dox, people to
and
not
just
dox.
and
like
people,
another guy I
And
know.
honestly, depending on how my day goes and interactions with people go,
Yeah.
people switch lists.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a kind of
Go off and-
ebb and flow of
Yeah, gotta dox this person. Oop, they were
Yeah.
nice to me. I won't dox them.
I'm going to redact my previous doxing of this
Can you
person.
dox someone that no one really cares about knowing where they are?
No.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say you can. I mean, you could make their private
No,
information
true enough,
publicly
true enough.
available.
Is it really doxing? No, if nobody wants it.
Right. It's you're just putting it out there like this
tree
is,
falls in the wilderness kind of. Gabe, you mentioned somebody with 2 lists. What in the world are you talking about?
Well, it's actually, I realized it's actually not 2 lists. It's 1 list, and
One
he checks
list.
it 2 times.
Yeah, right.
So he checks it
Oh, maybe he has like a backup
making
list though.
a list.
Sometimes they do talk about it as there's a naughty list and a nice list.
When
Yeah.
you die, do you just go on the naughty list?
Why?
Because
You're
not
not
going to get you
Because-
presents.
Oh,
you're
you don't
not
get gifts
even,
anymore?
You're not even going to be around. Not even going to be around.
Wait, what? I don't understand.
Naughty. Not even going to be around.
Okay.
Not even. There's
Okay.
Not even
there's the
alive.
nice, the
Not
naughty
even
list,
alive.
and the not even alive list.
Not even.
There's 3
So there's
lists.
3 lists.
Yeah,
okay.
but he only checks the first
Okay.
the
And
first 2 twice.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm remembering that he make a 3rd list that is the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not even alive.
Yeah.
Move when people on my 2
Right.
list
Right.
move into the afterlife.
Yeah.
And just to be clear for the
or
listener,
the graveyard.
Right.
Right.
I'd say it's one and the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
the graveyard is the ultimate not even alive list. It's just a bunch of names.
Obituaries, yeah.
It's true.
Well,
it is basically a list.
Yeah.
A graveyard is
It's a list
It's
you
a
can walk
weird
around.
list we made.
Yeah.
a 3-dimensional list.
Yeah.
You can experience. It's the ultimate list.
The ultimate list. Yeah, it's the end list.
I
The
mean,
last list you're on.
maybe we should pitch that to graveyards as a new ad campaign.
I think it's very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Conceptually.
but it's quite different than Schindler's List.
Yeah, the opposite, in
Yeah.
fact. Yeah. And in a way, isn't Schindler's List the ultimate naughty list? Because they're escaping.
Wait, they're escaping their fate.
Yes.
Wait.
I haven't seen the movie. Okay. Is it good that they're escaping?
Yeah.
Yes,
oh,
yes,
okay.
yes,
It's
yes,
good.
yes.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Good.
yeah, no,
It
it's
is good because they would have been killed otherwise.
Yes,
So
it
it's good
seems
that they're
likely.
escaping, but they are escaping.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Oh,
it's
so
like,
it is kind. So you're saying it is kind of naughty.
It's like yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
From
Es-
a-
it's
They're
like
getting
Jacob
out.
and Esau lying.
Yeah.
You know, that's
So you
know.
you think these Jewish children should have been murdered?
No.
No, but he's saying he is. There is a sense in which you're adopting the
just-
Nazi perspective.
No, I just
and
wish
saying this is kind of naughty. You guys are
I guess no. I guess what I'm saying is
Okay.
to be clear. I guess what I'm saying is I wish the Nazis would have just let them go,
There you go.
so that they
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
have to go against.
So they wouldn't have
so
to
they
be
wouldn't have
naughty.
to be so naughty.
Yeah, and escape their fates. I just also want to be clear that I'm not, I'm making a joke here.
Right.
I'm not,
Oh, okay.
being
So
naughty.
are you going to do that?
I'm worried about what I might find in my stocking.
Are you going to do this every time?
To what?
You say a joke.
I think it's good to clarify.
Yeah.
I think that what I'd like I would propose that we should have a 4th list, which is a Nazi list.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you could put all the bad Nazis on the
Yeah.
Nazi
yeah, the
list.
bad Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all the
Don't
bad.
put the good Nazis
No,
on their list.
I need to clarify something. Like Gabe, I need to clarify something too. Is I meant bad Nazis, like the way that
Nazis.
you would say yes.
Like-
That just means
like
Nazis.
Schindler.
No,
He was
he's
a
not
bad. He was a bad Nazi because he wasn't doing what Nazis
That's
should
true.
do.
No, these are. I'm saying not bad, not as a qualification, but as a categorical statement about Nazis. They're bad.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. All
Okay,
of the
okay,
Nazis.
The beliefs of the National
Yes.
Socialist
Party.
And
Yep,
thankfully,
Or
and I
not
I
good.
thank God every day for this, the Nazi list and the not even alive list are day by day becoming the same
Getting
list.
closer.
Essentially.
At least the
There's
original
so much.
Nazis.
There's
Yes.
so much overlap.
Yeah.
at
The
this
original
point.
Nazis.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
And thank God that those Schindler's List kids were so naughty that they were able to even be on the naughty list the following Christmas.
Right.
Even though I know they don't celebrate Christmas. But
Yes.
anyway, I was gonna say about Elliot's.
Is there another list? Wait. Is Schindler's List?
We're getting
Is
into some
Schindler's-
dangerous territory,
Wait,
but I
is-
am thinking that maybe Santa Claus does put all the Jewish children on the naughty list.
They don't even believe in him.
Yeah, he's like, well,
I was going to say, is the list for Hanukkah Schindler's List?
I don't know. This does feel like something that's going to come back to haunt us, but yes, it is.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I liked what Schindler did.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Too. I just wish he didn't have to bring
I wish he didn't have to do it. I wish those dang Nazis
I
wouldn't
wish
have
they
made him
would
do
have
it.
just let him go.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was
agree.
going to say about Elliot's question earlier that I thought it was, this gave me just this moment of sort of existential, I don't know if it was panic necessarily, but it was just an interesting moment because he said, what are things that you have difficulty keeping in mind? And I was like, well, how would I know?
How could I?
How could I possibly come up with
Very true.
a single item?
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I should ask my wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I should have, but I didn't.
Yeah.
You
And-
could ask me.
And the thing is, what started happening then is I said, I should have asked my wife, and I didn't. And then I realized even if I had asked her, I probably would have had a hard time remembering that because I am one of those bad guys that my wife will tell me something and the information will pass into my ears and then I don't actually absorb it.
There's a lot of information going that way.
There's plenty of information. It's a free exchange of
that's
information.
That's not a comment on your wife.
No,
that's just on women in general. Wives.
Right. Yeah. That's good.
Caleb's like, I'm not trying to offend just your wife. I want to offend all women.
Much bigger targets.
I honestly don't think it's offensive because there's a lot of good information coming in.
Absolutely.
But there is a lot.
There is a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and I'm not with it enough. I understand it's partially a failing on my own, but then it's also
really
there's
not listening to your wife is partially your fault.
No, not remembering.
Okay,
not remembering.
Yeah.
I listen, right?
Yeah,
and then I go, okay. I have to figure out like which of these things should I really remember.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because there's a lot coming in.
Yeah,
and that's fine. And it's a failing on my own, but then there's also sort of a failing on the wife. When it's like she's expecting you to remember all these things, and it's like, well, you know me, I don't remember all this stuff,
But I mean that. Can you rise to the challenge? Like that's where I always try to think. That's where I always try to orient, rather than being like, because I think it's dangerous if your wife becomes very used to the idea of, well, I'm not going to tell him anything. Because he's not going to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
Oh yeah, I don't
eventually.
want that. That's not. I'm not in danger of that at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most men aren't.
Right. Yeah, and if you were, you probably wouldn't remember.
Well, then you're saying men
true.
are not in danger of
their wives just deciding not to talk to them.
Okay.
I think there's some out there, and that's
see.
bad. We should figure that out.
you should work on that.
If your wife isn't talking to you,
that is bad. Yeah. Yes.
pretty bad.
Yeah, if
unless she's deaf.
Right.
Right. So if your wife isn't talking or signing,
I'm not saying
to you,
a deaf wife is a bad wife.
Some of those can still talk.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're going to talk at you. A mute wife, that's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. In some ways,
where do
nice.
Where find one?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not saying.
I'm not touching it and do want you to keep talking so you can try to explain yourself.
Well, I'm just saying that way, there's kind of there's less of a constant flow of information. There's sort of a limit to how much can come through,
and
how much
probably
information can come through.
the information that does
Yeah.
would be written down.
Yeah. Yep.
Really, you think it's going to be written down?
You're going to
reference?
remember.
You think there's not going to
Or
be
typed out.
signed information?
There's going to be signed information, but that might work better for me. I'm a pretty visual guy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
that would be a tough relationship. Blind husband, mute wife.
Yeah. I bet it doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
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 Becomes, but I mean, maybe there's a real master blaster kind of.
Yes. You just put the wife on your shoulders.
Yep.
then you're cooking with
And the
gas.
catchphrase isn't "Who run Bartertown"; it's "Who wears the pants."
Right. Right.
Yep.
I guess whoever's on the
Who
bottom,
runs
or
the
I guess
pants?
you're both. Yeah. Well, who runs the pants?
Who runs pants down?
Who runs the pants in this family?
Yeah, so Elliot's
Okay,
question at hand here, it is about wife. It is about pictures. It's about seeing and
Sometimes we
learning.
have a hard time remembering what we're talking
What we're even
answering.
talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, is part of the question. Let me just see here. He keeps forgetting to change the wallpaper back. So his question is not what he should
Change it to.
not should he do something to prevent this from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like a very easy problem to solve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it prevents you from even having to remember
Right.
to change it back.
So that can be. You do need to look towards the root
Yes.
of a particular issue to go. Okay, what's happening that that my phone is so easily accessible
Yeah.
by someone else, so that they can change
Yes, right. Change your code.
your code.
You can't change your wallpaper without the code, I don't think.
Is that
Yeah,
true?
you have
now?
to have a
I'm
code.
pretty sure. Most phones.
I mean, you have to have code for the whole thing to run at all.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
That's true. Caleb,
Thank you, Caleb.
does
As a developer, Caleb knows.
on computers.
Land developer, but I do know some code.
Yeah, he's yeah, okay. But and we yeah.
Hold on, what kind of developer?
I develop land.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
just to
Make
build,
land into different kinds of stuff.
Zoning code.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
That's
I
a
forgot
different
about
kind of
that. But yeah, ooh, got to remember that when I'm developing.
What do you do? I'm a coder. I work for the city.
I'm an absent-minded land developing coder.
It's tricky out there, man.
But I think my solution is this, Elliot. Take a picture of a phone, and that phone has a picture of your wife as the wallpaper.
Yeah.
And that way you can say, cousin-in-law,
Yeah.
this is not a picture of my wife. This is a picture of a phone. That's my background.
There you go. That's a good solution.
Yeah.
There's also several different profiles you can make for your phone now.
Okay.
So you can just put one on that he can change
That's
to
true.
whatever, and then you just flip it over to the other profile that is with your
Yeah.
wife's picture on it.
How many of those can you have? Because it would be a good idea to spend a little,
Yeah.
invest a little bit of time,
Sure.
Yep.
and put a bunch of them on,
Yep.
so that it's inexhaustible, and he will have to work harder. At least we want that. At least we want
Yeah.
this person more occupied with finding pictures.
Here's an
and
idea.
replacing them.
You can schedule these profiles
Yeah.
so they show up at certain different times during the day. So during work hours, take a picture of your cousin-in-law,
Yeah.
put him in there as a background.
This is actually
during work
very
hours,
good.
and then after work hours, schedule it so it flips back to the profile that's your wife's picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm worried that could become confusing though if you have a picture of your cousin-in-law all day long, and
Yeah.
then
You're kind of
and-
thinking,
and you're
wait,
like,
is this?
who is this?
This is my wife.
Usually I
I-
put a wife on here.
Yeah.
Just think maybe you could get confused.
Yeah.
That's true. It's
I
a
don't
problem.
know. I don't know.
That forces you to remember that
Yeah.
your cousin-in-law is not your wife.
Yes, that's good. That's good. That's the way to approach it.
Yeah.
And just kind of keep track. And if you start going, hold on, is this
Yeah.
my wife?
Yeah.
If you start having that thought, then maybe just that's your impetus to
You go,
go,
or you go.
That's
you
the
go,
whole point.
Or
If
you go like, hold on, is this my wife?
Yeah.
Okay. Why would he say it that way?
Emphasis.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Josh said.
It's like a mnemonic.
Yes.
Kind of helps you remember.
Yeah.
Because I was going to suggest that he could, if he looks at his phone and sees a picture of his cousin-in-law and is having trouble and starting to think, wait a second, this might be my wife.
Yeah.
He could just look around. If he's at work,
Yeah.
then he would
see
know.
him.
That's another clue. This is not my wife.
That's
This
right.
guy.
This is not my beautiful wife.
So
Yeah. Wait.
he would
What am
have-
I doing right now?
This
Right.
is my
This
beautiful
isn't my
job.
wife.
This is not my beautiful wife.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that would be
Oh, I
helpful.
love my beautiful job.
Yeah, I love my beautiful family. But the
What did you mean
rats.
by that just now?
What did I mean by I love my
You
beautiful
said I love
family?
my beautiful family. What did you mean by
I
that?
just think it's so saying it my beautiful family is actually not that funny
Yeah.
to me.
I love a beautiful family.
I love our beautiful family.
Okay.
That's what it includes. Really,
it's funny.
It includes
and
you,
when it's
your
saying,
wife, and your job.
Me, my wife, my job. I take a picture of all three of us for Christmas, and I put it on a Christmas card, and I say, "Merry Christmas from our beautiful family."
Yes.
By the way, that's my beautiful job,
That's
and
my
I took a
beautiful job.
picture of it.
And I took a beautiful picture of my beautiful job, and now this comprises our beautiful family.
Yep.
That's good.
So there's that.
I wanted to.
Is your job your Is your job your child or your? In this instance, is it like your, or is it like a estranged brother?
I'm glad you interrupted.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
Sorry.
I don't know. When Caleb when he cuts across somebody, there's a moment where you're like, this is probably going to be worth it.
Yeah.
But there is a limit. There is a limit. We're finding the limit.
I don't know. I just was trying to conceive of this job as some kind of personified thing. And
Yes.
where would
So
they
that
fit
you
in the
could get a
family.
picture of
of it in my
I think
head.
that's maybe one of the benefits of the audio medium here that we're using is we can just kind of throw things out there, and
true.
people can have
People just have to deal with it.
maybe it's me and my wife standing either side of a hammer, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe the hammer's wearing a plaid shirt. Maybe it's just a hammer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes a hammer is just a hammer.
Yeah,
Sometimes a hammer
like
is just a
Alfred
hammer.
Hitchcock.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes Alfred Hitchcock is my wife.
He's a beautiful man.
If you
If you cut things the right way, you know.
yeah, and if you have Alfred Hitchcock set as your phone background, you might it might start to happen.
And it's not business hours.
Right.
Oh, man.
I will probably get duped into thinking. And actually, this is where I wanted to go before. I had this question about why is it that that Elliot feels the need to have his wife as his phone background?
Yeah.
Is there where's the imperative coming from?
Thank you, Gabe. That's a good question. It's still cutting across my initial.
Oh, okay. Let's deal with Josh's.
No, it's okay. This is how I want to handle things. Mine is a somewhat mischievous rabbit trail. From a very tricky rabbit. Like
Peter Rabbit.
Well, he's not.
Trickier than Peter Rabbit, White
Trickier than-
Rabbit.
Yeah. Yes, like Alice
in
friend.
Wonderland.
I knew it right away.
Or Grace Slick's friend, the White Rabbit,
From The Matrix.
from Jefferson Airplane.
Oh, okay.
Follow the White Rabbit.
There's a Jefferson Airplane. Oh gosh,
Can we get into
Jefferson Airplane has the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
But it's
pill makes
based
you
off the
larger.
Jefferson Spaceship?
Jefferson Airplane, and they
Jefferson
became
Airplane.
Spaceship later.
Same band.
It is the same band.
Okay, but I needed to make it.
They're brothers.
But White Rabbit was it's on Surrealistic Pillow, I think. While
Okay.
there was still Jefferson Airplane.
Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Spaceship are cousins-in-law.
that does bring it home. Thank
That's
you.
exactly right.
But I like your question. Do you need to have your wife, if you're married, do you need to have your wife, guys, as your background?
I would say, the question really only matters if you're married.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're a man and you're married.
If you're widowed, what if you're widowed?
No.
You're no longer married?
You got to get rid of that picture, man.
No.
You say don't have it.
Yeah, she's on the not even alive list.
Right.
She's... Yeah.
You're gonna get confused.
She's part of the graveyard list experience.
You're going to get confused.
Yeah.
She's been
Be like, wait,
subsumed.
is she around?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, good.
I mean,
call.
that's I mean, you know.
Or
it's a
do
good
it,
way-
but make her
I think that's
a ghost.
optional.
it's a
Okay.
good way to keep her memory alive, which is maybe the point of having it throughout the day on your phone, you know?
Do you have to have it? No, I would say you personally, I think you don't have to. However, I did find myself going, I had this for a long time, this very complicated thought, which is I'm not going to have my wife as my background because it's placing undue importance on this piece of technology.
Yes.
Where now I have to, there's some kind of rule out there that I have to like conform this thing. It has to be a statement about my life, that there's some kind of essential feature to this thing.
Yep.
Eventually, it felt like, why are you working so hard to not have a picture of your wife as your background?
Oh.
Like through, like, I don't think I was avoiding it.
Yeah.
But it's easier just to go, oh, I like my wife. I love my wife.
Yeah.
I like her.
Okay, good.
And
that was.
I like and love my wife.
Yeah.
Right.
And having a picture of her is maybe just a good thing to help you to kind of constantly keep her in your mind. It's good.
That's beautiful. I don't do that. I've landed in the other region, which is I don't like to have to make decisions about these things.
Yeah.
The background of my phone isn't something cool at all. It's just black.
Oh, okay.
I just keep my phone.
I did that
black.
for a long time too.
So
that's
and
awesome.
it's just nice because it's like this one less thing I have to think about.
Yeah.
Because I don't enjoy. Some people enjoy this.
The whole
personalizing
customization.
their thing. I don't do this even to my office.
Oh my gosh.
I have nothing on the walls at my office.
This is how we're alike.
Yeah.
I have.
This is how we're all alike. I think. I don't think we.
Yeah, I mean, I have a picture of my
Gabe's,
my
you
wife
guys are
and my
a little
daughter.
bit more aesthetic than me. I think.
I
just don't make an
think
effort.
so.
At all.
I think
most of what's in my office is some stuff from Gabe's office.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, but your home office here, I can see you have.
That's
You
true.
have
I
plenty
did.
of things up.
I made a concession.
Lots of
Yes,
wives.
yes.
Plenty of wives.
Comedy wives. No, I love it. I mean, I wish I did this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think about it sometimes, but I don't have a picture of my wife. And I have thought, like, oh, I should do that. But it's another thing to manage. I can see my real wife anytime.
It's true.
All of the
It's
management.
another thing to remember.
All of the
Exactly.
management required for getting a photo and putting it in a frame and putting it on your desk, and now it's like you got to
Now there's all
You gotta
the
update it. Yeah,
all
update it
the
every. Now you're gonna look at an old picture of your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Old pictures are of younger people.
Yeah.
Caleb, that's why we have you on this podcast, my man. Holy smokes. Let's think about that. Or we can talk about something completely different.
Let's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just let people think
That's
about
just
that.
that's just true.
That's homework for this week.
Yeah.
Just take that home. Think about
What are you
that.
going to do with that? Old pictures are of younger people.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, honestly, it's just borrowed from the Kinks song.
Oh, yeah. Picture book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a classic.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just kind of touted that as my own thing.
It's okay.
But
When I
actually,
thought
it was Ray
about it,
Davies.
It's actually Ray Davies.
That was a big music episode.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah, this-
60s music episode.
This year with Jefferson Spaceship and
Airplane,
Okay.
but
and the Kinks.
Is a spaceship an airplane once it just gets up there? I mean,
Yeah.
other way.
Yeah. Yeah, if you fly
the
fly
shuttle is
No, if a
initially
spaceship flies
Yeah.
into the atmosphere
It's an
of
airplane.
another planet and just starts kind of flying around like an airplane, is it an airplane?
if any airplane can be a spaceship if you fly it poorly enough.
Yeah, if you get it up there. If you can get that airplane
true.
up there, then it's a
Yeah.
spaceship
Right.
somehow.
Yeah, well, it goes into space eventually. I think, unless the pressure will just absolutely crush it, destroy it.
Well, I mean, the problem is
the pressure in space.
Vacuum pressure.
the vacuum pressure in space, Gabe. Think about what you're saying.
Vacuum pressure. Doesn't it get crunched right before it leaves the atmosphere? Wouldn't that be the whole thing?
That's
is
the
that there's-
atmosphere
okay.
pushing down.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
then space
And
has
what's
no
the pushing
pressure,
doing?
right?
What's pushing?
There's like no pressure.
Okay, but there's still
mean,
a
it is-
barrier of pressure.
There is the vacuum of space, but
Okay.
I don't think it's experienced as pressure.
What do you think
Okay.
that is? Is that
It's
Dyson?
an air. It's an air. It's a question of air tightness at that point.
So okay, yes, right.
Yeah.
You'll get sucked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's not pressure.
Yeah.
It's vacuum. Those are different things. We've
Sorry.
talked about science.
Oh yeah, the big science episode too.
No, we've talked about how science in our childhood, in our academic careers, not a huge focus.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
something that we are particularly gifted in thinking about.
I mean, most of my actual scientific education was like watching like 40-year-old
Yeah,
like educational material.
right.
Sure.
Like
Stuff
they figured out in the 60s.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
they actually figured it out much later, and then the videos we already had them, so we'll just watch those
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously it's not funny. It's mostly sad that I'm nearing, full grown adulthood. I'm
Yeah.
almost there.
Almost there.
Grown.
Full grown
Almost
adulthood.
full-grown.
Is that when you can be president? You're really an adult when you can be president.
Still a little way off of that, but I don't know that pressure is not vacuum.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, I feel pretty tenuous about what I said now. So, but
when I said think about what you're saying, Gabe, I was kind of going, I need to do that.
That's a good reminder for you.
Yeah.
So that's one of the best ways to remember something, I think, is to just attach some real consequences.
Yep.
To it.
Yep.
Right? Like if I think for Elliot needs to think in terms of punishments for himself.
Good.
If he forgets.
Yeah.
That does mean that you need a threshold at which you can say that now I have forgotten.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So the goal is to remember to change it back. So you need to. So again, we've already kind of set up a boundary line with leaving work, with like being at work, and so maybe as you're done with your shift, as you're clocking out, that's the point at which you need to go. I need to switch this back.
I think there needs to be 10 minutes after you clock out. That's the grace period. That's it. If you forget longer than 10 minutes, then you have forgotten. You're in the realm of I forgot to change it.
You forgot to change your profile picture back to your wife.
It's not your profile picture, but
background. I'm sorry, your background, your phone background picture back to your wife. Thank you.
We obviously don't want Elliot to get confused.
Yeah, don't change your profile picture.
Yeah, if you change your profile picture to your wife, now you're going to be like, hold on.
Who the hell am I?
My wife? Yeah. Who's me?
Wait, we did get married. We are one flesh.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's, that's more homework.
That's actually how I relate to the trans community, because I'm like one flesh with my wife, so I'm kind of a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I have a cousin-in-law that's that, so.
Yeah?
That's how I relate to the trans community.
You have a cousin-in-law
that's trans.
Oh, okay.
It's a joke. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
They made a joke. And now
I need to spend a little time. I have to say that I don't want anybody to be mad with me. Please.
Maybe we could real quick come up with some punishments that Elliot could consider using if he finds that he's 10 minutes out from ending a shift.
And we're going to trust him to punish himself.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to. This is all we can do.
I would be willing to do something.
All we can do. Okay, well, I'll let you. We can explore that, but I feel like our responsibility here is to provide answers. It's not necessarily to affect change.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Specifically to intervene in people's lives.
No. Yeah, we do not want to get involved.
No. So we want to stay.
Good point. Good point. I would. Yes.
Especially with this particular question asker.
Yes.
Question.
Yeah.
Question asker.
That was ringing around in my head the other day.
Yeah. The so any ideas there for punishments that Elliot could use? Big one, like one of the most basics would be rubber band around the wrist, snap it.
Snap it. That's good. That he could administer to himself.
See, I was trying to think of something that's like the offense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the immediate one is no wife time.
Yeah.
You don't get any time with your wife.
Right.
If you forget, no wife time.
Right.
For how long?
There's maybe a timer on her, like an hour or two or something.
A timer on her?
I don't know. She's got.
She probably has a phone.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. She's got a phone.
Yeah.
Turns on the timer.
Yeah.
When the timer goes off,
would be like
now you can hang out with your wife.
Some kind of body modification.
No, it doesn't have to be anything insane or terrible.
Yeah.
It could just be something that's very lighthearted and fun.
Okay.
As simple as
that'd be kind of cool.
Right.
That'd be kind of cool.
It could be that.
A little timer built into your body.
I
time stuff all the time.
The back of your head.
Yes. How do you do it?
The back of my head.
Yeah, because then your hair could potentially cover the thing.
The dial.
I was thinking just right on my wrist.
Okay.
Some people just think it's a watch.
Yeah. A little egg timer right on your wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pomodoro.
A pomodoro.
I think I would
A little
do.
tomato.
You just take like one of your fingers and just twist it, and the
Oh,
finger
that's
is the
Oh, that's
dial.
cool. And it's
That's
kind
actually
of
really
circling
good.
around.
And it's always going around, and you try to use it, and it bends back the wrong way, and everything. That would be fun. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So, and that's
You could
something.
talk to your wife.
Talk
about
to your
that.
wife and see if she wants to get one of her fingers
if she's interested.
turned
in
into
that.
a timer.
If not, she could just use her phone.
If not, she's going to be on the naughty list.
Well, no,
not even using
Yeah.
her finger as a timer.
not even.
We're going to need a list for these lists. Am I right?
It's true, and I mean, I think that would make sense. The punishment fits the crime, no wife time,
Yeah.
or I mean, I guess it could be screen time, limited
Or-
screen time.
Or just
Yes.
bag on your wife's head.
Yeah.
Don't get to
Oh,
see your wife's
yeah.
head.
Okay, yeah, you don't even want to look at me
Right.
on your phone, so
Yeah.
now you don't get to look at me in your life.
Yes.
Yeah, you put a bag on your wife's head.
Yeah.
Okay,
When-
what if?
for a punishment for you?
How about this?
For, it's your punishment.
Well, I was going to say, how about we put the bag on Elliot's head?
Yeah.
He puts the bag on his head. If I'm not going to see my wife on my phone,
Doesn't
I
quite-
shouldn't see anything.
There's something to it. There's something
I
to
don't know.
that. There's something
You
to
know,
that.
maybe he's described her as his everything. You know, so like there's there's
yeah.
like a thematic thing.
Or you just
Yeah.
put a couple of bags on your heads.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Just to be sure.
Yeah. Yep. The time allotted for this is totally up to you, but we
Yeah.
recommend that it's 1 hour at least.
Right.
Yes. Put a bag on your head. If you forget for longer than 10 minutes
Yeah.
after you clock out,
Yeah.
Elliot, to change your picture, your background picture back to your wife,
Right.
go home, put a bag on your wife's head,
Yeah.
put a bag on your head.
Yeah.
And it starts
Sit
for
quietly. Don't talk.
1 hour.
Yeah.
And it goes for 1 hour. But if he goes for 30 minutes without changing it, does that increase? Or does it have to go up to an hour of him not changing it? And then as soon as it enters the second hour, that's a second hour. Even if you're only at an hour,
I think you got to
15,
match the amount of time
Okay.
you forgot.
So it's just
after the
1 to
10
1.
minutes. Yeah.
minimum 1 hour.
Minimum 1 hour.
Yeah.
If you forget. If you go
Forget
11
for
minutes,
11 minutes. Then
1 minute over,
it's an hour.
then it's an hour.
And
Yeah.
and we're saying that this would solve the problem of
Right.
him forgetting to do this.
Well,
This
yeah,
is
your
how
wife's
he
not
can
going to
remember.
want to do that.
Yeah.
You're going to have to really
That's true.
force this
Yeah.
bag onto her head.
She didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you're going to remember.
but I think she's
"Oh,
gonna
I don't want to
be-
do this again.
I think in most relationships, supportive relationships,
Mm-hmm.
that she'll want to participate
'Cause
and she'll
the
see the value.
End result
Right.
is that she gets more time on your phone.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if she can't see through what you're doing
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
end result,
Yeah.
then that's tricky.
Yeah.
That's, maybe this wasn't the right
Mm-hmm.
choice.
Oh wow.
Wait.
Okay.
What, the phone?
Um,
Should get a different phone?
different,
New model.
yeah, new model.
I don't know if I can endorse this.
What?
No, I mean I feel pretty up in the air about it myself.
Yeah, I think if your wife won't let you put a bag over her head,
Yeah.
then you should maybe think about getting a divorce.
Yeah, that's what
That's what
thinks.
Caleb thinks?
If
Man.
no, well, hold on. It's
If
not
she
just
can't see
for
through.
any given offense. It's not just anything.
No.
It's specifically for if you forgot to change the picture on your phone.
Right.
Right. So you could have a wife I think you could have a wife who is willing to put a bag over her head for other things, but not for this.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
As-
That's
as-
my position.
As punishment.
Wait. I'm not
I'm
tracking completely.
So-
So she's willing to put a bag over her head for punishment for something else.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe this is kind of not enough of a provocation for divorce.
Right.
But if she's not, but like Caleb's statement generally, if she's not willing to put a bag over her head at all,
Yeah.
then it's like
Maybe
okay,
that's what are we
that
doing
is-
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but if she's not willing to do it because you didn't change the background of your
Right.
phone back to her,
That feels to me like
separation.
You
for
say
a
she
little
loves
bit.
you.
yes.
I mean, we're talking about separation
Take
a
some
little bit.
time
You put a
apart.
bag on your head.
Yep.
She puts a bag on her head.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of separated.
Sit quietly,
Yeah.
hands folded.
Yep. So we're just talking about levels of separation.
I just don't know that that's a solution. I don't think that answers.
You're right. I mean, I was just kind of thinking out loud.
At a certain point, it does feel like maybe the cure is worse than the disease.
Yeah, I can see what you guys are saying.
And I think it
seems like it's gonna be this simple thing has really escalated to destroying their whole relationship.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Because there are plenty of I don't think the background of my phone really dictates that much about the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. I say you forego the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my actual solution.
Caleb just chooses background.
Cut at the root.
Cut to black.
And just declare that your phone is a Wi-Fi zone, but it's a no wife zone.
There you go.
No Wi-Fi's.
Yeah.
You can't.
No Wi-Fi's.
No, that's you telling your eyes that that they will not be seeing a wife when they look at your phone screen.
Oh man, what else do you guys talk to your eyes about?
No wife, eyes.
What else do you like? You're like, okay, look at the road, eyes. We're driving.
Yeah.
Which Gabe has a good story about that.
I say, be careful, little eyes, what you see.
Right.
Yeah.
True. But once you get older, don't be so careful.
Once
your eyes get bigger,
then your stomach.
See no evil. See no evil. Hear no evil.
Yep.
That's to your eyes and your ears.
Yeah. So. Your eyes are like, we're nailing it at not hearing evil.
Yeah. Easy. Done. I can't. Even if it was good, I couldn't.
Yeah, you can't hear good either.
So it's see no evil, hear no good. That's to your eyes.
That's when you're talking to your eyes.
That's just when you're talking to your eyes. Because if there's good, you want to hear it with your ears.
Kind of sucks because you're talking to your eyes and you're telling it.
They're just not part of the conversation.
Not listening.
Yeah. You'll have to be.
Not gonna happen.
You'd have to write it down.
You're hoping
for your eyes.
Yeah.
You're hoping
sign it.
Write it down for your eyes.
Yep. Your eyes are like the mute wife of your skull.
That's right.
Wait, yes, it is.
So one last
deaf wife.
Because there's so much information coming in through your eyes, you have to block out some of it. In order to
focus.
On
what's important.
Yeah.
One last thing, we're kind of ignoring part of Elliot's question, so maybe we should deal with that too. He said, "What are things that we have a hard time remembering?" We didn't really talk about that, did we?
No,
I did. I said that doxing.
Yes, you had a hard time. Okay, that's good. So Caleb's done with that question. He can shut up for a little while.
Okay, nice. Cool. Caleb's just gonna be quiet now. Josh,
he can put a bag over his head.
Yeah.
All right. Which one of these did I use?
It's lady's choice.
Okay.
Ladies.
So we'll ask the lady to choose.
So,
which bag? Which bag are you picking?
I'm gonna go with this one here.
And
this is the. It looks like it's the least used bag.
Right.
Okay.
Some of these bags have
They're
been
very used.
Well, last week while we were recording, there was a bag you could have picked.
Right.
In the office here.
Yeah.
Remember, there was a big trash bag. Trash.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, Josh.
No, that's okay.
Sorry to put you on blast.
I do feel I'm getting doxxed over here.
Josh's trash is getting doxxed.
If you're looking for where we record this, it's the office with a big bag of trash in it.
You can see the smell lines coming up from the building. Yeah.
Just very quickly, last week I sat down, I said, it smells kind of funny in here. Mm-hmm. Did I step in some dog poop or something like that? And then we said, well, must just smell weird. And then we recorded the whole episode, and then I found...
And then it turned out that I had a big bag of dog excrement.
Yeah, just all dog trash.
Yeah. It was dog trash. It's just normal, healthy trash.
But so the one I'm going to pick here is I'm going to play it dangerous.
Okay.
And choose a plastic bag that you're not supposed to put on.
Caleb. Don't do it. Please don't do it.
It's okay.
I'm not going to interfere.
I'll be very quiet.
I don't want you to get on.
I'm going to be so quiet over here.
There'll be an initial rustling.
Yes.
I don't want you to go on to the not even alive.
That's true.
Let's
at least have a chance at the nice
I'm going to put one
list.
hole in it.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay.
But Gabe, what's something that you have a hard time remembering?
That's a good question. For a long time, my wife would ask me if I was like stopping at a grocery store on the way home to get ginger or garlic.
Mm.
If she told me I need ginger, I would almost always come home with garlic, and vice versa. I could not keep the two straight.
Yeah.
And I'm something of a cook. I like to cook. I know the difference between the two things, but I could not keep it straight in my head, and I would always get the opposite one. So that's my example, and I thought it was appropriate because of wife stuff involved.
Yeah.
You know?
As a wife guy.
Yeah.
Oh, so Caleb's allowed to talk now.
Sorry.
Yeah, Caleb can talk.
You can hear me through this?
Yeah. Through the plastic bag with the one hole in it where your mouth is.
Good point.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I would say that a lot of times on the podcast, I sort of forget to be interesting and keep things moving.
Mm. So, okay.
That's one thing that I have a hard time. Like, if I can only keep that front of mind, it's no problem for me to do it.
Okay.
But it's remembering
to do that.
That's
where the failure
that's where
in the system is. It's not that you aren't interesting or funny.
Or that I just can't do it at will. It's
right.
just remembering to do it.
To do it. It has to be a concerted effort.
Yeah.
I understand that. I think that, I have that struggle I don't think I have that struggle on the podcast, but I think I have that struggle in my normal life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where, somebody will ask me what I did and I actually have no response.
Right.
Wait. Can I break out of this bag real quick?
Oh, yeah. No.
Please,
okay.
please.
I'm going to take this
Get
bag
rid of the
off.
bag.
Take
The
the bag
bag
off.
Take the bag
Taking
off.
the bag off.
Bag's off.
Okay, so what you're saying is someone will come up to you and say, "What did you do?" And you won't remember.
No, I won't. Yeah, like okay, say it's Monday morning. Monday morning in the office, I see one of my coworkers, and they say, "Hey, how was your weekend?"
That's not the same question.
What did you do this weekend?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you go into the office and someone sees you and they go, "What did you do?"
Oh, well, I definitely get that one a lot.
Yeah.
But it's more of a, "What did you do?"
Right.
Like
and I was
sort of
thinking
thing.
it's like you are in like a back alley somewhere and you're like kind of like hunched over like a lifeless body.
Oh, okay.
And you hear from behind you, "What did you do?"
Right.
And then we see your eyes kind of go from this haze into absolute clarity, and you go, "I don't know. I don't know.
I don't remember."
Yeah.
I don't remember."
Yeah, like I murdered somebody and then forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Or I could be murder. Yeah.
I think
murder instead of robbery or something.
Right.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
yeah.
you'd rather just kill them instead of
Yeah.
just take their stuff.
Well, less pain. Ultimately.
Murder rather than just knocking someone unconscious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'd
you said
rather
lifeless.
murder them instead of extort them. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I now I'm all confused.
Yeah.
I just, and what I'm saying is, I guess I have a hard time remembering to live an interesting life because somebody will ask me, "What did you do this weekend, Gabe?" And I can think of all the things I did do. I did many things this past weekend. None of them, in my estimation, are worth bringing up to talk about with you right now. And that's out of respect for you, the person asking the question. That's out of respect for my privacy.
Yeah.
You respect your
seriously.
privacy?
I take my own privacy very seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's sort of those having that filter is sort of a VPN for your everyday life.
Oh,
Just
that's
forget it.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
fantastic.
Yeah, just kind of obfuscate a little bit.
Encrypted brain.
End to end.
Yeah.
It is end to end encrypted.
Yes.
The way that
my personal brain is separate from my business brain.
It's kind of like having dementia, is end-to-end encryption.
Okay, thank you, Elliot, for the question. Any principles about answering that we'd like to dip into right here at the end?
I would say use your life experience.
Yeah.
That's sort of what we did here tonight.
Yes.
We really talked about our lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not doing anything.
It's not doing anything.
It's not helping anybody.
You might as well use it.
Yep.
It's already been.
Yep.
So you might as well just make something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's great. Guys, listeners, you can send in your questions, as we mentioned at the top. Please send those to advancedansweringtechniques@gmail.com. We're looking for about a minute from you in some kind of audio file.
Yeah. Rate and review us.
Rate and review us.
Tell your friend about it.
Yep. The Apple Podcast app, Spotify,
Yeah.
Stitcher Premium.
Yeah.
Stitcher Premium.
Stitcher Premium.
Get us on the Howl app.
Go.
Sirius XM.
Yeah.
One thing that we are planning is to make a big promotional push.
Oh, yeah.
To try to attract more listeners to the pod.
Not that we don't like you.
We love our
Who's already
listeners.
listening.
Oh, the ones we have, they're
the best. We won't.
Fantastic.
Our intention is to never lose them. Yes.
I do want to say we got a big push of contributions in the last little bit from all different people, and I love it.
We love it.
Makes me so happy, and I love hearing what you guys have to say.
Yeah.
It is a boon.
It is really fun. And we have some upcoming episodes based around questions that I really were really fun.
These questions,
very good.
Oh my gosh! I actually returned all my Christmas gifts because some of these questions were like
enough.
All I wanted for Christmas.
Yeah,
actually.
and some of them I'm like, man, how are we even going to top these questions with our answers?
Right. How can we?
I know we can. But you're pushing us.
Yes.
It's exciting.
You're pushing us.
It's exciting to think about.
Up to now, it's been easy.
Yeah.
And now we're like, wow, we really have to break
levels.
out. Now we're going to have to dust off some of these deeper
We've been at about, I would say, 2 to 3%. We're going to be up in the 5 to 7 range.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty
We're going to be actually exerting ourselves, putting effort in.
Yes. We're going to notice the effort we're putting in.
Yeah. And hopefully you do too. And if you're not noticing it, you're just not listening.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you're not noticing the podcast, you're not listening.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what we can safely say. And so we are somewhat loath to kowtow to the social media giants.
Yeah.
But we are going to be doing that shortly.
And we're going to make it better.
We're going to make it better. We're going to do our version of it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've already been having fun creating content, shareable. Content.
Yeah, shareable content.
Shareable content.
Not terrible.
Not terrible, but shareable. And so
if it was if our content was some kind of weird pizza, terrible and shareable.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yes,
some kind of weird
Pizza
Hut thing.
Yeah. Hold on. What would be
terrible? Tear.
Yeah,
you can tear
pizza.
It would be you tear pizza.
Rippable.
That is on me.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. You know how pizza doesn't have a specific tool that's used to cut it?
It's terrible.
Well, I said pizza product. I mean, they do these weird...
That's true. There are perforated breadsticks.
There's weird ones that you're like tearing hunks off.
That's totally true.
And it's like they had they know the demographic that's eating their food is so weak that they have to
get it started.
They have to get it pre-done.
Get it started, and they're not going to go use utensils that they will have to later wash.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to wash their hands.
This whole thing is about limiting effort.
So the point is, watch out for that, and interact with it. Have fun. We'd love to see you out there.
Yeah, baby.
On the social media,
and specifically, that's Instagram at Advanced Answering Techniques.
Check it out. Thanks very much, guys. This was a pleasure.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
hands
you.
In, hands out.
Thanks for hosting, Josh.
Hand in. Sorry, hand in, hand out.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
I kind of miss the bag of trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't feel quite like the last episode without it.
I'll have another bag of trash
before long.
Next week.
Oh yeah.
Just for Gabe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.